I'm Tom.
And I'm Molly.
Welcome to Friends at Gameology, hosted by friends at Gameology.com.
Reviews for science.
In 7 minutes or less.
Dimension. Just a second ago, I was like, it's a puzzle game? Because I was thinking dexterity, because you have these spheres. It's not dexterity.
It's kind of dexterity. When you mess up and you pull one of these balls out, boom.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not...
And you are penalized because you have to pick it up and the timer's running. There is some kind of dexterity
in the sense that you're building this pyramid that you want to be... You need to build it, but... I'd call it a puzzle. I'd call it... not abstract. What was I just thinking? Either way.
I could get behind saying it's a puzzle.
Yeah, it's fast. It's a timed. That's what I was going to say. It's timed. So the timed puzzle game, what you do is you start your round with your spheres like this, and you pull out 6 of these, and these are the rules you have to follow. So that one, for example, says all orange and white spheres have to touch. So if you have orange and white in your pyramid, they all have to be touching the other color, at least. 1.
And mine is.
So, yes. And then this rule says you have to have 4, exactly 4 of white and black combined. So 3 and 1, 2 and 2, whatever.
I'm in trouble.
This one says you cannot have anything on top of an orange. So orange has to be on the top, or...
I'm in trouble again.
And that, again, that's if you have those colors in, or if you have orange in your pyramid, it has to be, nothing can be on top of it. So you're trying to build the highest pyramid you can by following these rules, and you get points based on following all the rules, and you lose points if you break a rule. Like Tom would have lost points. And I would never have gotten points, so there you go.
I win.
You could get negative.
That's true.
So, simplicity versus complexity.
I think this is a pretty simple game. Not in gameplay, it's actually, I think, kind of hard, but in terms of complexity, this is on the lower end.
Agreed. You're just building a pyramid trying to follow these rules. That being said, it's a very cerebral experience to try to follow all of those rules. But there's no other timing things. You just flip this over. If you don't have it done by the time the timer's over, you stop. Yep, we stop. You get points, and then you lose points if you don't follow the rules. And there is this nice cheat sheet that you stop using after a while, but it is nice to have to begin with. It tells you have to have exactly 2, and it tells you what I just kind of said with what those rules mean. Luck versus strategy.
Is there any luck in this game? Everyone has the same amount of information. Everyone has the same goal. There isn't any player interaction. This is entirely strategic. It's just a matter of thinking it through in the time frame. Not that there's any strategy you can employ that would be better than your opponent. It's a puzzle. So, no luck to speak of.
There is no luck. And if 2 rules counteract each other or contradict each other, you just have to choose which one. You're trying to follow all the rules because you get a bonus. But if you can't, you just pick one. And there are certain things that if it says these have to touch, if I don't use orange, then they don't touch. Orange doesn't have to touch anything, right? Orange will never be underneath anything if I don't use orange. So there are some things you can do if rules contradict. You can say, okay, I'm just not going to use it, and that works just fine. But sometimes there's nothing you can do to get out of that rule contradiction. But everyone has that same rule contradiction, so there's no luck for me versus you in getting those points. Fun versus boring. I think this game is super fun. I really enjoy trying to figure out how I can get all 11 spheres, which would be 11 points, with following all of the rules. If I get all 11 spheres but I miss a rule, then I lose 2 points, so I only get 9 points. But sometimes I can only get 9 spheres with following the rules. Because if orange can't go on top and I can only have one of all these things, then, or I can't go underneath something, then I can't put orange underneath, and so I'm limited, and so sometimes you can only get that, but I try to get as many spheres as I can. I think this game is pretty fun. Really cerebral, though, right? Really thinky.
This game is really fun. If you're into puzzles, even more so. I don't find this to be a game like, say, Ticket to Ride. I think it's the same cognitive load. You'll be able to play it. If you can play Ticket to Ride, you'll be able to play this. It's not going to be a big deal. But, I mean, it's not that type of game. It's a puzzle. We're all playing a puzzle, the same puzzle, but our own instance of that puzzle. We're just trying to do it faster, or... Because, I mean, even if you finish first, it doesn't give you more points, but you're just trying to finish within the time frame and get all the rules put together. I think it's a fun game, reliable and dependable, unique. I don't know a ton of games like this. And I mean, there are stacking games and there are dexterity games and whatnot, but this one I think is pretty unique. And it is difficult to play, which I think adds to the fun because it's hilarious when you're building. You're like, oh no! Because I mean, I don't think I've played a single game where at least one of the rounds, usually more, I've done something horribly wrong.
Like 2 or 3 rules,
and as the sand is clicking down, you're like, oh no! How did I miss that?
Just now I was trying to see if I could do it while you're speaking and following the rules, and then I'm like, oh no, because this orange isn't touching that white. So then if the time was out, yeah.
Yeah, and that happens all the time, and you get a bunch of people laughing and groaning and complaining. And I think it's not like a party game, but I think it can be funny in that respect.
A BGG rating, I would give this an 8 out of 10.
No way. I would go with a 7 out of 10. The reason I said no way is I was guessing for you 10.
10 out of 10?
You played this at BGG-Con, right?
Yeah.
And you loved it. You came over, we gotta buy this.
Yeah. 8 out of 10, gotta buy it.
8 out of 10,
there you go.
Yeah, I would go 7. I think this is a reliable game and you'll have a fun time playing it.
Every time we get to multiples of 500 subscribers, we give away a free glitter painting of your favorite geeky thing. So make sure to subscribe now on YouTube.
Could be you that wins.
Dimension. We've presented the evidence.
You be the judge.